breakout star, Caitlin Clark's bodyguard,
Sophie Cunningham, has gone viral after saying this about Caitlin Clark.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What? When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
The way Caitlin Clark is being targeted is no longer just a theory, it's a deliberate strategy.
You cannot push aside your greatest assets. You can't take the spotlight off of them.
Some players don't just play the game, they change it. Caitlin Clark is one of those players.
Sophie Cunningham had enough. After watching Caitlin Clark get targeted nonstop, she finally snapped.
Sophie said some very unapologetic things. The kind of things that have made her beloved by Fever fans.
And the whole league felt it. One moment, one message, protect Caitlin. If you stand 100% with her, drop a 100% in the comments right now.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
From the outside, it might have looked like just another WNBA scuffle.
Game after game, we've seen the same pattern. Cheap shots, hard fouls, and what looks like a relentless physical campaign against her.
But what really happened during that viral moment between Sophie Cunningham and a Connecticut Sun player was something much bigger. It was the tipping point of weeks of built-up tension.
She protects Caitlin Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws J.C. Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation.
Sophie had been watching what so many fans already knew. Caitlin Clark wasn't just getting roughed up like a normal rookie. She was being deliberately targeted, and Sophie exposed it all. She made it clear that before even joining the Fever, she heard the talk in locker rooms, especially in Phoenix, about showing Caitlin what the W is.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. CC. No, we're going to prove her. We're going to show her what the W really is.
Players were openly planning to humble her, to take her down a notch, simply because of her popularity, her impact, and her spotlight. But as Sophie said, every rookie gets tested, sure, but what's happening to her? It's just too much. Coming from one of the toughest, most outspoken players in the league, that wasn't just a complaint, it was a warning. Sophie explained that Caitlin draws crowds everywhere, transforms away games into home games.
Make no mistake, Indiana Fever. All these people viewing these games, all these people showing up to your arena, they're showing up there for Caitlin Clark. It's a miracle. Some of those games without Caitlin Clark that don't involve the Fever are actually getting like 600,000 views.
And still walks into arenas being treated like she hasn't earned her place. She called it out, point blank, saying it was personal, targeted, and beyond anything she'd ever seen.
It's just too much.
It's too much, says Sophie Cunningham.
Caitlin wasn't just being challenged, she was being harassed.
But
Right.
there's just more for her. I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
And when the Connecticut game crossed the line again, Sophie didn't just talk, she acted.
When the Indiana Fever played the Connecticut Sun, this wasn't just another game. It was the moment the WNBA's problem was laid bare for everyone to see. As Clark, visibly upset and still in pain, pushing Sheldon away, the situation exploded.
A hard foul turned into a statement.
Last second intrusive thoughts. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I at first I just tried to like hold her and like put her, like grab her.
Like,
Just let me explain.
Sorry.
I know what it looked like. I got her, but at the very end, and I'm not saying this is what caused it, but she dipped a little bit.
Yeah.
Like but she did dip. And then right when I saw, I was like, oh shit, like my bad. Not really my bad. And then they both came at me. I was like, fuck it. Come.
She didn't care about the fine, didn't flinch.
did you get fined for that?
Yeah, like $900,
Oh.
which like our fines are a joke.
Didn't back off. Why? Because someone had to finally stand up and say what the whole world was thinking. Enough is enough. Even in the locker room, Caitlin's reaction said it all. She turned to Sophie and said, "Finally." That one word proved everything. No teammate had done that before. And Sophie's response? "I got you."
But in the locker room, she goes, I think she was like, finally, you know, like finally someone else. I was like, dude, I got you.
That moment didn't just send a message. It brought the whole Fever squad together.
I think that kind of had our team come together as a whole.
It was more than a foul, it was a stand. What Sophie Cunningham did on the court was one thing, but what she exposed off the court hits even harder. This wasn't just about one fight, one foul, or one viral video. It was about an entire culture in the WNBA that's allowed, and at times even encouraged, a disturbing double standard when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And Sophie had the guts to say what others wouldn't.
Sophie Cunningham was not worried about hurting any feelings.
She peeled back the curtain and revealed the truth. Caitlin wasn't just being welcomed to the league, she was being tested in a way no other rookie had ever experienced. And Sophie made sure we knew it wasn't just tough defense or competitive spirit. It was personal. She said it outright. I know the talks Phoenix had in their locker room. We're going to prove her. We're going to show her what the W really is. Think about that for a second. An entire locker room plotting to humble a single player. And why? Because she changed the game. Because she sold out arenas. Because she's making more money in headlines than anyone else in the league. Sophie wasn't vague about it.
I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're going to prove her, we're going to show her what the W really is.
She admitted there's a bitterness in the air, a jealousy that's turned into aggression. And she called it out. There's just more for her. But Sophie didn't stop there. She went straight at the officials too.
This isn't just about the welcome to the league moments that rookies often face, and into this void that Sophie Cunningham has finally stepped armed with the truth.
She explained how obvious fouls against Caitlin were ignored.
Opponents grab, hold, and push her long after the ball is gone. And they fight through screens with a physicality that often sends her to the floor, and a lot of time, there's no whistle.
It was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And
that the referees had not been protecting the star player of the WNBA.
How she and others on the team were constantly pushed around while refs stood by.
Who else I say WNBA, I know you say W, talks about who shits on refs besides you?
If that was anyone else, I'd be booted out, she said. I don't even have a leash. I just have a collar and a hand on it.
the first half,
Full body
dude,
chested.
by three people.
Yeah.
Like two people, they're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a hand on it.
Her words weren't just dramatic. They were painfully honest. She pointed out how inconsistent the officiating has been, how there's no accountability, and how stars like Caitlin are left to fend for themselves while the league benefits from their fame. Sophie also tore into the media narratives. While headlines love Caitlin for the clicks, they're quick to tear her down the moment she shows emotion or confidence.
And with that comes the daily scrutiny.
Even other WNBA players have taken shots at her in the media, most notably Kelsey Plum. But instead of supporting the growth Caitlin brought, they throw shade, make sarcastic comments, or downplay her impact. Sophie didn't hide her frustration. She called it what it is: clickbait clout chasing, plain and simple.
But I just hate that because, why can't people just be nice?
And then came her most brutal truth. I just hate that because this is what we've always wanted as a league. So who cares who gets the credit? If you're smart, you're making money off of her. That statement hit like a hammer. Sophie wasn't just defending Caitlin, she was exposing a league-wide contradiction. The same players, teams, and execs cashing in on Caitlin's popularity are the ones refusing to stand beside her publicly. They use her name to sell jerseys, boost ratings, and draw crowds.
WNBA players who've been in the league before Caitlin Clark came, they're the old guards.
But when it comes time to protect her, silence, or worse, shade.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
And the worst part? Sophie acknowledged that the fans are watching all of it.
The Indiana Fever president that has deactivated her Twitter account. This team could blow a massive opportunity.
The new audiences Caitlin brought in, the kids wearing her jersey, the families paying to watch her play, they're seeing the bullying, the double standards, the disrespect, and it's turning people off. Sophie's warning wasn't just for the players, it was for the entire WNBA.
If you piss off this fan base and Caitlin Clark leaves, it's lights out. You're being warned by the fan base right now.
If you don't protect the face of your league, you're pushing away the very people who are saving it. Sophie didn't just defend Caitlin. She held a mirror up to the league.
Standing up for your teammate and being unapologetic in what you have to say in her defense.
And the reflection wasn't pretty.
You can't take the spotlight off of them as players. You can't put cuffs on them as players. You certainly can't do that. You're going to create animosity, resentment towards the franchise.
When Sophie Cunningham took a stand, she didn't just protect Caitlin Clark. She ignited a movement.
I think Sophie Cunningham loves the limelight because, and it makes, like, it will improve her.
The moment that clip went viral, everything changed. Millions of fans had already sensed the disrespect Caitlin was receiving, but seeing a teammate put her body on the line to send a message, that made it real. And Sophie's calm, unshaken face during the incident, it didn't just go viral, it became a symbol of resistance. Overnight, Sophie Cunningham went from WNBA starter to internet legend.
I went from 200,000 on TikTok
Before the fight.
and then I had like 100,000 on Instagram. Over the night, over 1 million on both.
Her social media numbers skyrocketed. She gained over 1 million new followers across TikTok and Instagram in less than 48 hours.
Over the night, or over like a day and a half, over 1 million on both. And now people know me as WWE.
WWE, yeah, fighter.
Hundreds of fan edits poured in, clips overlaid with fight music, slow motion cuts, and captions like, "Protect the Queen" or "Sophie the Enforcer." And here's the thing. This wasn't some stage stunt or publicity grab. As Sophie said herself, that was real.
Who knew that me, like, being my natural, feisty, sassy self?
I didn't even have her by the hair.
People legit are like, oh, it's all... I'm like, dude.
That was real. You had her.
I didn't even have her by the hair. I went,
My mom always told me, if you're going to do something, don't be catty. Do it for real.
like my mom, Paula, she's always like, if you're going to do something, don't be catty. Don't go the hair. Like, you better... If you're going to do it, do it.
But behind the viral fame was something far more serious. The Indiana Fever locker room changed that night. Sophie shared that Caitlin, after the game, simply looked at her and said, "Finally." And in that one word, the whole dynamic shifted. That wasn't just gratitude. That was relief. Relief that someone finally had her back. Sophie replied, "I got you." That bond, forged in fire, rippled through the whole team. What was once a group trying to figure each other out suddenly became a united front.
She's the first one to get in an opponent's face when things get too physical with Clark, and she made it clear, if you mess with the rookie, you have to go through her first.
They weren't just teammates anymore. They were a squad, a unit, a team willing to throw down if necessary. And the WNBA, they didn't know how to respond. On one hand, the league had a moment that was drawing record attention. Social media was buzzing, merch sales spiked, highlights flooded the timeline. But on the other hand, they were forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Their silence had made Caitlin a target.
The Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, the state of the franchise, you cannot push aside your greatest assets, sideline them. You can't take the spotlight off of them.
Some players don't just play the game, they change it. Caitlin Clark is one of those players. The way Caitlin Clark is being targeted is no longer just a theory, it's a deliberate strategy.
When people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
And now, with Sophie's bold act front and center, they couldn't pretend it was all just rookie hazing anymore. The league fined Sophie $900, a slap on the wrist by pro standards, but a financial penalty nonetheless. And Sophie didn't even flinch. She laughed it off. "Our fines are a joke," she said.
And you finding me $500 is not going to do shit.
Then doubled down by publicly criticizing the officials again. Not only did she call out their inconsistency, she revealed what many suspected, that refs treat Caitlyn differently, that the same fouls that get ignored when she's on the floor would have resulted in ejections if it were someone else. Full chest contact by two people, and nothing. If it were me, I'd be gone. No leash, just a collar and a hand on it. Sophie went even further. She dragged the league for its hypocrisy, saying everyone is profiting off Caitlyn's fame. The WNBA, the media, the players. Yet very few have actually stepped up to defend her.
They are too emotionally invested and they can't take it.
And it's true. The same teams cashing in on sold-out crowds are the ones plotting behind closed doors to knock her down. The same analysts using her name for views are the ones questioning if she's earned her stardom. And worst of all, the league leadership, the executives, the PR teams, the president remain silent. No apology, no support, no statement of unity. That silence spoke louder than anything else. And while Caitlyn kept her head down, showing up, playing through pain, dodging media traps, Sophie did the one thing no one else had the guts to do. She fought back, not for clicks, not for clout, for respect.
See?
Caitlyn out. Have you had to kind of rise up?
Soon.
Are you second best shooter after her?
For her teammate, for the truth. And here's where the story takes a twist. Sophie's actions didn't just earn her fans, they earned her influence. For the first time, the media had to address the mistreatment of Caitlyn Clark. Commentators who once ignored it were now forced to discuss it. And players who stayed silent before? They began liking posts, retweeting clips, and slowly, subtly showing support.
Sophie Cunningham has gone viral after saying this about Caitlyn Clark.
Breakout star. Caitlyn Clark's bodyguard.
And it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
But not everyone joined in. Some players doubled down, still taking veiled shots at Caitlyn in interviews, still denying her impact, still claiming she wasn't the face of the league. Sophie had something to say about that too. If you're still denying Caitlyn Clark is the face of the WNBA, you're dumb.
It was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And
why bully the person who is not 100% responsible, but has a huge role in growing your sport?
Dude, and it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. We have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
No filters, no PR spin, just raw, unfiltered honesty. She's right. Who else brought 20,000 people to college games? Who else made preseason WNBA games trend worldwide? Who else has little girls and boys across the country wearing their jersey, watching every step they take?
Clark has firmly established herself as the biggest name in the WNBA.
Caitlyn Clark, she's going to play for 10 years. You got 10 years of price, the worst she's ever going to be. So I think they have all the leverage, or most of the leverage.
The answer isn't up for debate. Whether the old guard likes it or not, Caitlyn Clark is the face of this league. And Sophie Cunningham? She's the one who just made it very clear. If you come for Caitlyn, you answer to all of us now. This wasn't just a game. This wasn't just a fight. This was a line in the sand, and Sophie drew it with fire.
The WNBA and the Indiana Fever did not realize what they were about to get themselves into with drafting Caitlyn Clark, because the popularity they weren't prepared for and didn't see coming.
Sophie Cunningham didn't just defend a teammate, she exposed the truth. In a league that's quick to profit off Caitlyn Clark's name, but slow to protect her,
Indiana Fever leadership, the president, talking about trying to build the Fever brand. You cannot push aside your greatest assets, sideline them. You can't take the spotlight off of them.
Sophie stood up and made it clear, enough is enough. Her message wasn't subtle, and it wasn't just for one player, it was for the entire WNBA. You either stand with Caitlyn, or you stand in the way of progress. And now, thanks to Sophie, That line couldn't be clearer. If you're with them, if you believe in loyalty, respect, and calling out hypocrisy, drop a 100% in the comments and let the world know you stand with Caitlin Clark.